Welcome to Tarot and Beyond. Today we are doing the full moon in Libra reading. Choose the pile or the piles that resonate with you and use the timestamps pinned in the description box and in the comment section below to jump ahead to your reading to receive the messages of the energy that you may be working with or the blessings that may be coming. Libra full moon. All right, hi pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the romance Oracle deck, we're going to take a look at the cards that were pulled for your pile, and then we'll get clarifiers from this deck. All right, so pile number 1, you have Mao Shan, the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. Beautiful. You also have Sekhmet, the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Very interesting. You have Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back, which is the South Node. You have the King of Swords. And you have the King of Cups as well. Wow. Powerful masculine and divine feminine energy here. Very, very balanced. You also have Free Yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And you have Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. All right, so pile 1. The Libra full moon appears to be bringing up some old anger and some old restriction for you. And the Libra energy is to do with the relationship dynamics that we have in our life and our sense of love for self and others. So I do see a lot of balancing needing to take place here with your relationship with yourself. So having mercy for yourself, understanding and accepting your own anger or any areas of resistance that have been keeping you stuck. I do see that it's time to take back control, and this is a fated or destined full moon for you because that South Node is being activated here, at least within the reading, if not within your own personal chart. This is asking you to break free from old patterns of behavior in regard to relationships, specifically with your dynamics in love. We do have 2 kings here, so these could be 2 separate people or 2 energies of the same person. These could also be 2 aspects of yourself. The King of Swords is very quick-witted, smart, intellectual, very mindful, but very justice-oriented, and they focus a lot on integrity. So their main sort of drive is to make sure that everything is authentic and just. Whereas the King of Cups is very peaceful, very loving, very compassionate, and their main focus is on empathy and love, as well as healing. So these 2 may be aspects of you that you're calling into power through this full moon's activation to balance out the divine feminine that we see here in the reading as well. So that's the Libra energy. It is the scales of balance, and it needs to be balanced between the masculine and the feminine, because we have 2 goddesses and then 2 kings. So masculine and feminine energy are highlighted for you. And I do see that there's a personal power that you're being called to step into here so that you can enter into a blissful time in your life, so that you can enjoy the time that you have with yourself and with those who you love. There could be a question of how do you free yourself to be able to do that, and how do you break free from these old patterns from the past that may be keeping you stuck. So I want to get clarifiers on that. So let's take a look. We're going to use the Romance Angels Oracle for this. So let's take a look and see. I feel this card. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Wow, so this could be opening up to new love or getting to know someone for the first time, maybe communicating with them. That King of Swords energy can be about communication, and the King of Cups is communication from the heart. So speaking from the heart and allowing yourself to open up and be vulnerable in that sense. It does take courage to stand in that energy. Okay, let's get another clarifier here for pile number 1. Make the effort. Wow, you have great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Yeah, this is breaking free from old patterns, perhaps of limiting yourself and not taking action. That's what that free yourself energy is making me feel for you guys, that you've maybe restricted yourself from opening up to other people or even putting yourself out there. You know, if you're looking for a relationship or you're looking for healthier dynamics in your existing relationships, the full moon energy is helping you to see where you have restricted yourself, held yourself back, maybe even become reclusive. Maybe you're not dating even though you desire love, or maybe you are stuck in old patterns within relationships that make you feel unseen or unheard, or that your needs are not being met or respected. But it does require you to make the effort here as well. So taking the steps that you're guided to take by not letting the fear or the restrictions or that sense of anxiety around putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. Okay, I do want to get more clarifiers, but I'm going to use a different deck for that. So I will use the traditional Rider-Waite. And let's take a look. So for pile number 1, what do they need to know? Oh, that's a lot of cards, but they're telling me to take the big chunk. So, okay, 1 second. Let me put this to the side. Okay. You have the Ace of Wands. This is the action step that this card is talking about. So taking the action steps, taking things into your hands and starting to do something about it, not just sitting idly by and waiting for something to happen. Manifestation is really about you taking the action steps to physically transform your reality and your life. You also have the Hanged Man. Yeah, that's kind of what I was picking up on, is kind of just letting yourself be in restriction, letting yourself just hang there, not taking any action, not doing anything, and feeling stuck. So this is a full moon that is calling you to free yourself, and specifically to free your heart, because you also have the Ace of Cups here. So this is opening up. This is being vulnerable. This is communicating and expressing yourself so that other people can see and understand you and better connect to you. We cannot connect to other people and form reciprocal relationships if we are not being our authentic self, or we're not showing up as the whole self that we are. Now, I do see that this was influenced by the past. So as that South Node and that karmic influence was indicating, this Five of Cups is grief from the past, things that didn't work out before. So you may have had relationships that were negative, or that didn't pan out the way that you wanted them to, where you were left grieving. Maybe you were betrayed. Maybe they just didn't work and it was a mutual amicable split, but it still hurt you and it still caused a lot of heartache. So the Five of Cups is just focusing and ruminating on the past and staying stuck in that past energy, not allowing yourself to move on. And part of that could be because you still need to do some grieving to process what occurred. But I think a lot of it can actually come down to you trying to protect yourself through focusing on the past, almost as a distraction from taking those action steps that you're being called to take, which feels vulnerable because it does require you to step out of that old energy and into your authentic expression within relationships. You know, showing up and actually putting yourself out there, talking to people, connecting, being yourself, communicating what it is that you need, what you believe, what you feel. All of that is very Ace of Cups and King of Cups energy. So I do see that this full moon is going to challenge you to come out of those relationship ruts with your partnerships, with your platonic as well. But I'm seeing a lot of romantic relationships here. And that's why maybe this hurt so badly, is because there was a lot of love that you had to give, and maybe it wasn't reciprocated, or maybe it wasn't respected, or your needs weren't met in the process. So maybe even sacrificing yourself and your own needs to try and appease someone else. But it's time to free yourself. It's time to allow this mercy and grace of forgiving the past, not necessarily forgiving those other people if you don't feel that you're ready to do that, but really just forgiving yourself for those patterns and those choices that maybe led to things that didn't work or that did hurt you. I also see this as mercy and grace from the universe. So this card here of Mao Shan, I hope I'm saying that right. The Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. So giving energy, giving your love. You have 2 aces here, which is a fantastic new beginning, pile 1. And you chose pile 1. So this is a new, fresh start for you. It's not a time to keep the past repeating in that same cycle. It's the mercy of the universe here that you are being given. So there's a blank slate that's available for you here if you would like to seize that opportunity. I do see this as something that will bring in great abundance and something that you will enjoy, because she's holding the apple in her hand and it's speaking to me of abundance. It feels like there's sweetness in the future for you in terms of your relationships if you will allow yourself to move out of this restriction and move away from that energy of loss. Yeah, the Hanged Man and the Free Yourself card, I think I already mentioned that, but I'm seeing again this energy of being tied up or being bound and not being able to move and feeling as though your freedom or your free will is being restricted. So maybe you've even thought about, I want to have this type of relationship, or I want to have this relationship dynamic with my partner, but it doesn't seem to work that way. And I feel stuck. I feel trapped. It does feel like there's karmic patterns here. These could be from your past in this life, in regard to things that you experienced in childhood, or these could be from past lives in, previous lifetimes and incarnations where you experienced love in a dysfunctional or a disordered way. And because of that, it has resulted in these patterns that keep on repeating. Now, the key with clearing karma is to bring awareness to what it is. So even if you don't know what the past held in terms of those lifetimes, you can still clear it by understanding how those cycles are repeating now. So you can look at the patterns that you do see in your present life and identify what those themes are. So where are the choices coming from? What is the motivation behind them? And how is the outcome aligned or misaligned with what it is that you're wanting to experience? The full moon is a time of release. And so this is a perfect energetic opportunity for you to bring this stuff up. It will require you to address it. It will require you to take a look at some things that are uncomfortable, or maybe even to feel some emotions that you don't want to feel. Because there's 2 sides to this 5 of Cups. You may be ruminating in the energy as a distraction from opening up and being vulnerable again and trying again and seeing if it will work differently. Or this could be you getting stuck in resistance to the emotion itself. So it's there and you can feel it, but you're repressing or suppressing in an effort to avoid feeling that uncomfortable emotion. Maybe it's grief, maybe it's sorrow, maybe it's despair or hopelessness. And I would not be surprised if that was the case because of these 2 very restrictive cards. It can hold you in such a way for a period of time where you do feel helpless and hopeless, but that's not actually the truth. It's just a pattern. It's just part of that cycle. And every cycle can be changed and reoriented through new action. So that's why you have these new actions being given to you. The Ace of Wands is a reinvigoration of your passion. It's a renewal of your hope. It's the capacity and the motivation to take physical action, to do something differently. So this could be starting a new creative project that puts you in this sight line of somebody who may be interested in you romantically or be attracted to you because of that energy that you're exuding. This could be something that you're passionate about in terms of, relationships and dating, and you want to go out there and connect to somebody who is going to fulfill you and bring you pleasure in life. This can be a phallic symbol, the Ace of Wands. If you look at it that way, it could be sexuality. So you're needing to kind of take the first steps, which is exactly what that Make the Effort card is saying, to put yourself in the position where those things can be fulfilled. The Ace of Cups is really a great card for nurturing yourself, for healing some of this pain from the past, because I do see that you do have a little bit of healing work to do this full moon, and it can last for a couple of weeks through the rest of the moon cycle. So the full moon is on the 5th or 6th, depending on where you live. And so it will probably go about a week or 2 after that as well. The major intensity of it might peak on the full moon or before or even after for some people. So allow this to unfold, because I do see that you addressing this wound within your heart and healing maybe even some of the anger. So there's repressed emotions here, whatever they happen to be, but allowing yourself to feel them will free you from this restriction. It will clear that karma from the past, and it will open you up to new potentials. So if you're not currently dating someone and you don't have anyone in your life right now, there's possibly two options here: the King of Swords and the King of Cups. These are two very high level, mature, masculine energies that are there to be potentials for you if you would like to connect with them. Again, to do so, you do need to start something new, take action, and put yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone. The honeymoon card is jumping out to me again here. So the honeymoon is enjoying blissful time together, getting to know one another, which you also got. So it's the beginning of a new relationship, the honeymoon phase, right? It's where you're just beginning to explore each other's personalities, likes and dislikes, past history, thoughts, beliefs, favorite movies, all of those things. And so I do see this as a really fun and playful time if you can get past some of the restriction that the past patterns have created and some of that grief has maybe left residually for you. I do see a lot of exploration and adventure and passion and playfulness and connection here. There's lots of attraction in your reading, and it's going to be very, very fun is what I feel. That's why Spirit is asking you to make this effort to put yourself outside of your comfort zone a little bit and start something new in a new way that you haven't done before, because it's going to create new results. New actions create new results. That is the biggest principle that I have learned working with the 7D manifesting blueprint, which is one of the services I provide. If we don't take new action, we can change our thoughts, we can change our feelings, but it's not going to physically manifest as tangibly. So we need to employ third dimensional action into our third dimensional manifestations if we're looking for those kinds of results. So take the new steps. Put yourself out there, try something for the first time, maybe go to a class or try a new hobby. Maybe it's like a painting night or something creative, because the Libra full moon is very aesthetic. Libra is an energy ruled by Venus. And so this is the very feminine qualities of art and beauty and aesthetics. Maybe you're going to a spa and getting a massage. Maybe you are doing something that instills passion in you, or it sparks that feeling of fulfillment. And maybe you're, like I said, doing self-care things. So I can see creative endeavors here with the Ace of Wands, and I can see self-care practices here with the Ace of Cups. Either one of those or both are going to be very, very beneficial for you in healing yourself at that core level, and also potentially attracting new suitors or new relationships. And if you're already in a relationship, then this is awakening within you a new frequency that will then be reflected back to you by your partner. So it will change the dynamics through which you interact with one another and the depth of connection that you're able to have. So this is a really powerful full moon for you guys, pile one, and I'm really wishing you all of the best to move through some of these tougher emotions, free yourself, clear that karma from the past so that you can really step into this new beginning that's being offered to you by the universe, because you are being given a blank slate here. And I would advise you to take it. I mean, I would take it if I were you, but it's up to you. Take what resonates, leave the rest, as always. So many blessings, pile number one, for the full moon in Libra and beyond. We'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, pile number two. If you chose this deck, welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. Let's go ahead and take a look at your cards and see what the full moon is bringing you. All right, so you have Shekinah, the presence of divine feminine. At the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. You also have Catherine Labour, not sure. The patroness of miraculous healing. I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. This is some beautiful energy you've got going on here. You have a win-win. Outcome is forecast with the full moon in Libra energy. This is literally the reading that we're doing for the full moon in Libra. This is amazing, pile 2. I am already blown away. Let's take a look at the rest of your cards. You have Justice, which is also representing Libra. This is amazing. And you have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse position. Okay. You have Wedding. The situation involves marriage. And you also have Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Yeah, I can see that. This is some really powerful energy, pile 2. Okay. So we will get some clarifiers, but I want to start with what we have on the table here. I really see you stepping into your light. So you are majorly shifting your frequency. I see that for you, pile 2. The 2 cards here with the goddesses, they're just radiating light. So I see you shifting and healing some patterns from the past that maybe were keeping you kind of stuck in lack or holding yourself back a little bit. It's interesting because pile number 1 had some themes around being stuck and freeing themselves as well. So maybe if you came from pile 1 and this is kind of like where the full moon is leading you. So that's interesting. But I do see you freeing yourself, and I see you really, it's like you're giving, and your capacity for giving in a very balanced, healthy way is what's creating these win-win circumstances. Like you win and the other person wins because you get to be your authentic self, and you also get that honored, respected, and appreciated from other people or from this other person. There's definitely chemistry here. This is such an amazing reading, pile 2. So this could be somebody that you're married to, or it could be if you're single right now and you're looking for a relationship, this could be leading you to the healing and the frequency that's going to create that for you. Like it's a win-win situation. So you get to heal, and then you get a partner who matches that frequency. Oh my God. Yeah, this is, it feels like positive karma or dharma, whereas in pile 1, we were looking at the negative aspects of that karma and how they were restricting. I really see you creating this positive dharma for yourself through the healing of those old wounds and the embodiment of this new frequency, which is highly, highly, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like chemistry, it's potent, it is attractive, it is highly magnetized, alchemical energy that you are emitting. That frequency is manifesting so tangibly for you. And it's like you're letting go of any of that old miserly energy where you have to kind of count what you have, and you're not going to put yourself out there, and you're not going to, invest any energy in anything because you're scared of lack. I see you really coming into your power here and stepping into your abundance, not just, the Four of Pentacles can be financially, but I'm seeing this more as like the behaviors that you're doing on a daily basis come from this energy of balance and freedom. And that's what's creating this really empowered frequency that you're stepping into and that you're feeling. I see you looking really attractive too. Like this is a bit of an older lady, but she's beautiful. And this lady is young and youthful, glowing, absolutely gorgeous. So I see you, whatever age you happen to be or whatever gender you happen to be, it's like you are radiating from within. You are glowing. Your skin is just beautiful and radiant, and everybody's taking notice of that, or it's creating chemistry with maybe someone in particular, or with your partner if you're already in a relationship. The reason that this full moon reading tends to have this theme of relationships, I did not plan that out, but that's what I'm seeing in the cards, because Libra is all about relationships and balance and partnerships, and they don't have to be romantic in nature, but I've got to say I am seeing that here for you. So let's grab some clarifiers. All right, so for pile number 2, what else can they expect in the full moon? You have the 7 of Cups. Okay. Not a bad energy. I see this as you have a lot of options on the table. It's like because you're so alchemically charged, you're just attracting all sorts of different things. And so it's kind of like, which do you want? And I see you kind of weighing up your options. You're just taking a look at different things. Like, how does this feel in comparison to what I truly desire? Or what do I want? Maybe you're contemplating what you want or what intentions you're wanting to set. Usually full moons are about releasing, but I really see you guys actually kind of using this in the opposite direction. It's like you're using the full moon energy to power up your manifestations, which is really cool. Okay, what else can pile 2 expect for the full moon in Libra? See this one here, the 3 of Cups. This is great. You guys have such a positive reading. The 3 of Cups is celebration. It's getting together for social events. It's having fun with your friends or your loved ones. So, and you've got 2 Cups cards. It's all emotional here. Very fulfilling types of energy. Lots of things to do. You might be picking between different places that you want to go with your friends. Maybe you have multiple options over the course of this full moon. I think it's happening on a Wednesday or a Thursday because it's the 5th or the 6th, depending on where you live. So, but maybe the weekend after, which is still impacted by the energy of this moon, you are going out or you're seeing people. I feel like a very social energy from you because you're so attractive. It's like you're meant to be out there shining. That's great. Okay. What else for pile number 2? The 6 of Pentacles, you guys, it just doesn't stop. The 6 of Pentacles is this very reciprocal, beautiful, giving, charitable energy. It's like you have so much to give. And it's the opposite of that 4 of Pentacles. In the upright position, it would have been, you being miserly, but it came in reverse, which is actually a perfect match for the 6 of Pentacles because it's saying you have more than enough. You feel and know that you have an abundance of energy, of time, of money, of love to give, and you're wanting to share it. It's like you're just like, what can I give back if I have more? How can I create balance here? Again, we have scales here. You've got that 3 times with the full moon in Libra, the Justice card, and now in the 6 of Pentacles. Like, come on. This is the most magical reading I think we've ever had on this channel so far. So pile 2, you guys are seriously blessed. This full moon is amazing for you. And if you have any fears, because they just drew my attention to the snake and something that's veiled in that 7 of Cups energy. Hold on, let me pick it up so you can see it better. See the snake there coming out, and it's kind of going towards something that's veiled here. We don't know what that is yet. It's still an unknown. So you may be fearing the unknown here, and there could be a little bit of trepidation around kind of putting yourself out there or going to these events or truly sharing and giving in a charitable way that's very balanced and aligned with you. I do see that that's not something to worry about. I will get clarifiers on that, but first, let's get one more card for this one here. Oh, you guys, I just can't with your reading. This is too good. It's too good. Like, it's almost too good to be true. Like, that's the kind of energy that I get from you. And maybe that's where this is, maybe that's where that fear is coming up. It's like, this is too good to be true. I've struggled with so much lack in the past, and now I'm getting hit with all this abundance, and I'm radiant, and I feel like I deserve it. But there's like this part of me that feels a little bit worried or scared that it'll be taken away, or that there's going to be like some unknown thing where the other shoe drops. No. Pile 2, no, that's not what's going to happen. That is not what I'm feeling from your energy, and that's not what I'm seeing in the cards here. You are in your power, and so you're actively creating this reality that's reflecting that back to you. So it's not too good to be true. You created this. You made all of this beauty happen, all of this abundance, and all of this connection. So if it's not like romantic style connection, although we did have the wedding card, I do see you being very attractive and really feeling social and wanting to connect with people, friendships, just joyful experiences. So let yourself do that. Go and explore, go out and do new things over the course of this full moon period. And it's going to be about 2 weeks, or the whole lunar cycle really, until the next new moon. So embrace this harvest is what I just heard. And they had me look at the pumpkins. So harvest. And pumpkins are so abundant. Like if you've ever been to a pumpkin patch around Halloween, it's like there's thousands of pumpkins. They're just so abundant and they're so big and hearty, and you can use them for so many different things. That's what I see here with the Seven of Cups. It's like you have so much energy, and it's like you can do whatever you want with it now. There's so many options for you. It's so versatile, and you have such an overabundance that you're like, okay, what do I want to do with this? And that's why some of it you're sharing. You're like, okay, here, let me give to you because I've been in that position, or I can empathize with you. It's very compassionate, very loving energy. Now let's talk about the Lovers, because this did come out. And this is just beautiful, harmonious, mutual reciprocation. I see it. This is like a blessed relationship, a blessed partnership. Now they are, again, drawing my eye to the snake in the background, okay, on the tree beside Eve. And I think we all know the story of the Garden of Eden, but I see this very differently here. The message that we saw in the Seven of Cups with the snake and the veiled unknown thing, it's almost like this is unknown knowledge, and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge, and this was what supposedly caused, the original sin of humanity and caused us to be ejected from the Garden of Eden. Okay, I personally, if you believe in that, that's totally fine, but I don't resonate with that archetypal story or pattern. What I see here instead is actually something related to that story, but it's more of a fear, like an unconscious fear, because they're drawing my attention to the gray clouds here, and they match here. So you can see these two kind of mirroring each other in certain ways with the snake and the clouds. So the clouds that are gray here, to me, represent not seeing something clearly. And it could be something unconscious even, especially since it's veiled. So this is something that's within the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, that you're not fully aware of. And really what it is this energy or this feeling of, again, it's like it's too good to be true, and something's going to come in and wreck it. Like I'm in the Garden of Eden and it's completely beautiful, and I'm going to take a bite of this apple and then I'm going to get cast out and I'm going to get hated on forever. It's almost like that original fear. Whether you're a divine feminine or masculine, or you're male, female, whatever, it's like this unconscious belief that somehow you're going to sabotage it. You're not, pile 2. You're not. The other shoe is not going to drop. You are not going to sabotage this. You're not going to make the wrong decision, because there is no wrong decision. I see that whatever you choose to do this full moon, when you're embodying in your aligned frequency, and I see that with these radiant light beings here, no harm can befall you, is what I just heard in my head. No harm can befall you, for you are protected by the divine light of love. You are the light. And the light is what creates and shapes your reality. It's what manifests back to you that which is attracted by that frequency. So as you emit light, you attract light. And again, the fear is, well, what if I go into those negative emotions or those fears, and then that becomes a dimmer on the light, and then I get less? Don't worry about it. This light is so powerful that it's almost like you'll have a hard time turning it off. You're so charming that you're going to be like beating people off with a stick. It's proverbially speaking. My mom used to say that, like you're so attractive that you got to beat them off with a stick, that kind of thing. So I really do see you having this very magnetic, very charming, very loving, compassionate, charitable energy that's really being celebrated by, first of all, yourself, I think, because you deserve to celebrate this achievement, which it is an achievement, and also by others. And if you are single and you're looking for a relationship, this could bring you a connection that ends up going the distance. So that is what I see for you, pile number 2. I could go deeper, but I really just think that this is the message that you're needing to see and hear on the full moon in Libra, is that you are aligned, you are the light. And as you continue to embody that frequency and you stay within your integrity in very balanced energy with all of those scales in the reading, it's like you're very, very balanced and you're in your abundance. That's going to manifest very tangibly. You are very magnetically attractive, and that's going to bring in these potential relationships if that's what you're seeking. And if not, then it's just going to manifest a lot of great options for you: financial abundance, fun, joy, social experiences, and all that good stuff. So I am sending you so much love, pile 2, for the full moon in Libra and beyond. And we will see you in the next reading. All right. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this deck, let's go ahead and look at what cards you have. So for the full moon in Libra, you have Machig Labdron. Oh my God, I probably butchered that. The Diamond-Hearted Dakini. I see the light in my own darkness. I face my own ego beliefs to feel free. Okay. You have Saraswati, the goddess of self-knowledge. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. You have New Moon in Aries. It's time to take action. You have the Empress card as well. I see a lot of creative energy here. And the Sun card. Wow. Pile number 3. These are 2 really beautiful and powerful creative major arcana cards. You have Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And you have Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So, pile number 3. This really feels like a full moon that is activating your creativity. So, playful, fun, imaginative, creative expression could be something that will be really helpful for you, especially in processing some of maybe your own darkness, as this card here was mentioning. So it can help you to feel more free, and even possibly taking some time for yourself to tap into your inner creativity. That could be what Retreat is talking about here. So disconnecting from the world to go inwards, to connect to yourself so that you can find what inspires you and what it is that you would like to express. I do see the Venusian energy here in the reading with the Venus card, or with the Venus symbol on the Empress card here, and that is the planet that rules Libra. So it makes sense that there's a lot of creative, aesthetic, luxurious, beautiful, lounging type of energy in your reading. The Sun card here just feels so playful and childlike and relaxed, and it feels very luxurious, like lying in the sun on a warm day, just allowing it to absorb into you. And I'm imagining you like sunning yourself and having all these creative ideas. So around this full moon, you may find that just relaxing and being with yourself and allowing yourself to just rest and relax and have a good time is going to inspire you with some new creative ideas. It can also help you to manifest as well, because I do see that some of those creative ideas are really pushing to be brought into the world. It's time to take action on them. And the Empress is great at helping you do that because she is the creative force. She is able to create abundance. She is able to manifest effortlessly. So I do see this full moon really helping you manifest in an easy and effortless way when you connect to your inner playfulness, when you give yourself time to relax, and when you allow yourself to really just enjoy what's coming up around this full moon for you to get inspired by. Saraswati, who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. Yeah, so really connecting to your inner child, your inner authentic self, and allowing that to be expressed, allowing that to flow effortlessly out of you into creation, into physical form. So this could be sitting down and drawing something, or it could be creating something like in a hobby that you enjoy doing. I'm also seeing somebody doing a project. I'm seeing somebody sitting behind a computer and moving some stuff around, like images and things, and doing some editing. So maybe this is that kind of a creative project for some of you as well. I do want to get some clarifiers, and I think we're going to use the traditional Rider-Waite for that. So let's go ahead and see what additional cards are wanting to come up for you in this full moon reading. So for pile number 3, what else do they need to know about this full moon? Well, you have the moon card itself. So you've got the sun and the moon. These are two very balanced energies that are bringing you the darkness and the light, which is exactly what this card here was talking about. So balancing those two aspects of yourself, downtime and creative time, resting and action, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and how those two fit together. I do see you taking that time to yourself to retreat, to go inward, to disconnect. Because the moon card is right here, it's giving you the opportunity to connect to your subconscious mind, which is where your imagination can really run wild and create something that's very out of the box. That's what I'm seeing as well. It's like you're inventing something new, or you're innovating, or you're creating an imaginative project that is very unique and that you wouldn't have otherwise had the idea for, unless you had set aside this time, unless you had just relaxed around this full moon. This full moon feels like it's bringing you a lot of inspiration. So tap into that if that's something that you want to act on. Okay, what else does pile number 3 need to know? I love this so much. It's really just confirming what we're seeing already in the reading. The Page of Wands is this new action in a creative direction, and it's finding your passion. It could also be learning a new skill. But I do see this coming from within. It's not like you're going out and learning a new skill. It's like you're learning from yourself. This is also a very young energy, and I do see a lot of that in the playfulness and the Sun card. So these 3 really speak of this childlike energy, and the Empress is like a mother. So maybe you're spending time with your family, or maybe you're thinking about having children and you're imagining what that would be like. Maybe you're connecting to your inner child if you don't have any physical children. Whatever it happens to be for you around this full moon, I get this beautiful and enjoyable feeling of playfulness and just very lighthearted, curious, adventurous, imaginative, and extremely creative. So this Page of Wands, though it's young, it's curious and it's willing to learn and it's excited. So that can help you to use that new moon in Aries energy in the card below to take action on this creative project or this idea or whatever it happens to be. What else does pile 3 need to know? You have the 5 of Swords. Okay. Can I get a clarifier on the 5 of Swords? And I'm going to, I can use the same deck then. Okay. So clarifier on the 5 of Swords. The 10 of Cups. Okay. So okay, I see. The 5 of Swords being an energy of conflict and disagreement and even ego battles, it's like one-upsmanship, is really being left by the wayside here. The 10 of Cups is a happy family. Again, I'm seeing a lot of family energy in your full moon spread here, pile number 3. So spend some time with your family, spend some time with yourself or your inner child if you're not connected to your immediate family. But I just see a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of self-expression here, and that's building on that inspiration and creativity, or allowing it to really burst forth. I do see this healing any competition, because that's the energy I'm getting from the 5 of Swords here. It's like competition between other people and their ideas. It's like I need to think of something more innovative or more creative or more out of the box than them, and instead replacing it with just the enjoyment of being creative. It's not a competition. It's not about one-upsing anybody. It's not about being better than. It's really just about the process of enjoying your creative expression and being able to reap the rewards of that, not in the outcome, but in the enjoyment of the experience. That's what this full moon is really bringing up for you. And there may be a highlight on where you have had competition or that feeling of me versus them, because that shadow energy is being highlighted. So if that does come up, just know that it's there to bring your awareness to the other side of it, which is this very playful, lighthearted, fun-loving energy, which is not about competition. It's just about having fun and enjoying the process. I really love this full moon energy for you guys. So I want to get more information. So I'm going to open up to Saraswati. Yeah, that's the energy that's calling me the most. So I want to tap into Saraswati's energy and see what additional messages are coming through in regard to the Libra full moon. Okay, so right away, as soon as I tuned into Saraswati's energy, I heard there's no time like the present. So the message here is similar to that new moon in Aries energy and the Page of Wands. They're both very present focused energies that are wanting to take action in the now moment. So there's no time like the present to do what you want to be doing or to stop and just have fun instead of focusing so much on, the tasks that you need to do or that you feel like you should do. This full moon is really evoking within you this realization or this need really to just relax and be present in the moment. And in that moment, it allows you to tap into the enjoyment. It's like a child, right? The child is very present in the moment, just like animals too. It's this very innocent energy of being present in the moment because there's not a whole lot of responsibility. So there's nothing really to worry about or plan for. And so it's just about what can I do right now to enjoy myself more. That's what this full moon is really bringing for you, pile 3, is how can you, in this present moment, enjoy yourself more? I see this as a bit of a wake-up call for you. Some of you might have struggled with listening to your inner child or connecting and spending time doing something that you love and that's very lighthearted and innocent and free. Maybe you've just been a little busy and you haven't been spending time with yourself or with your family in this way. But I do see that this reading and this full moon is really bringing you this awareness to tap back in again to that creative energy within you and that passion for life, really. Illumination is a big theme in your reading as well. So I do see a lot of light coming through. So this can help you to see things better, right? We see better in a lit room than in a dark room. If the power goes out, it's very hard to maneuver. So this can help you not only see things more clearly, but it can also help you choose a direction, which is another message that the Page of Wands and the Retreat card are talking about here. This could be choosing a direction you want to go in terms of that hobby or that creative project, or it could be physically going somewhere. The retreat card can be literal. Maybe you're going somewhere maybe it's like an artist's retreat or just a relaxation vacation or something like that, where you are planning where you want to go. The illumination from this full moon is going to help you do that. We can see that with that moon card. So yeah, it's helping you pick your path. It's illuminating something for you. So it's not just the full moon energy on the 5th or 6th of this month, it's also going to be carrying forward. I'm hearing in my head the next 6 months. So this is actually helping you to plot your course over the course of the next 6 months. You could be moving to a new home. For some of you, just take what resonates here, but I do see a pathway that's opening up, and this full moon could be illuminating kind of a direction to go in regard to buying a home or traveling to a location where you're viewing a home that you potentially want to live in. it feels like if that is the case and that does resonate with you and that's something that you've already started thinking about, it does feel like this full moon is going to help you to pick a place that's very harmonious and energetically compatible to your family and to your needs. That's what I'm seeing with the 10 of Cups there, is this really just happy, joyful, fulfilled energy of abundance. It very much feels like just enjoyment and gratitude for your environment, for your family, for your circumstances. It's like everything is good. It's really one of the best cards in the deck. And with the Sun card there and the Empress as well, it's like this is very tangible and it's within reach. So if you've been thinking about finding a place for your family that's going to fit you more than where you're currently at, this message is for you. Another message that's coming through is about aggression. So the Moon card, there's a jackal there or a coyote, and it does look very aggressive. And then in the 5 of Swords, there's some aggressive energy there too. It's more of a mental aggression, but that's what I see with the Moon card, as well as this subconscious repressed aggression, which is again part of that shadow side that may be coming up as well. So looking into where that's stemming from, what is the frustration here, or what is that animosity really originating from? What is the cause? Because I think a lot of the time we can get really frustrated and start to see that in our behavior and interactions with other people and not necessarily put 2 and 2 together as to what's going on within us or what unmet need is happening and causing this behavior, because emotions are not random. There's always a cause. It's just not necessarily something we're conscious of. But I think that Sun energy here in the reading is going to help you bring consciousness to this. And that's why it's like shadow and light. You're bringing the shadow into the light so you can see and understand some of these patterns that may have been kind of preventing you from just relaxing and tuning into the joy and the abundance and the creative energy that's here underneath the surface. Or rather, within your heart. Because I do see that there, it's within your heart. So if the mind is worried, or the mind is stressed, or the mind is overwhelmed, that can present as aggression or frustration or animosity for the outside world, because the inner child is being repressed with all of this overwhelm and these burdens mentally. So I'm not saying to shirk your responsibilities, but the full moon in Libra is encouraging you to identify what your core needs are, what you emotionally need to feel fulfilled and to feel free to just enjoy. Retreat if you need to do that. But yeah, I really see a lot of opportunity here to just relax and then enjoy yourself and allow that creative inspiration to come in through your wonderful, amazing imagination. Out of that darkness or out of that shadow is going to bloom something beautiful. Saraswati's holding a lotus in her hand, and lotuses grow out of mud. They grow in the darkness. And without that mud and that darkness, they wouldn't be able to bloom and grow all the way up into the light and then create something so magnificent and beautiful. So this is what I see here. It's like any of the emotions that you've had building up within you that have been uncomfortable and dark in that sense are actually going to blossom into something beautiful if you can channel that into creative outlet. It's like anger being channeled into a beautiful painting, or sadness being channeled into an interpretive dance. It's a cathartic expression of this repressed emotion, which not only allows you to process it, but also to create something that's beautiful and relatable for other people to enjoy potentially as well. And if it's not a physical thing that you're creating, then I do see this manifesting as really just the experience of the joy of the release, of the connection with your inner child or with your actual children, and being able to be more playful, more lighthearted, more fun-loving, more imaginative. That in and of itself is a beautiful thing. That in and of itself is art to me. It's just not externalized art. So this full moon, pile number 3, allow yourself to relax a little bit. Tune into what's coming up emotionally. Full moons are all about emotional release. And then when you have an idea of that inspiration or that need for expression, get playful with it. Enjoy the process. Get creative. Take action. And trust the process. Beautiful reading, pile number 3. I am wishing you so much love and blessings for the full moon in Libra and beyond. And we will see you in the next reading. Bye.